I know you and your husband actually have placed a lot of importance of on faith in family life, right? Do you have any studies to share with us that show that children from families which practice the faith actively have better long-term outcomes?
Yeah, I think I don't have the specific study names, but there are studies that show that children who have religious beliefs and religious practices have better, at higher levels as they grow into adulthood, higher levels of happiness, well-being, life satisfaction, and that they're better able to navigate adversities in life. And, things like mental health, marital happiness, reduction in anxiety, depression, suicidality, has been shown in people who have faith-based practices, whatever the faith. And I think a big part of it is how you frame a negative experience. Because if you have a faith-based practice, and then for us it's our Catholic faith,
yes,
that if the bad things happen, it's not always a bad thing. And if the thing you wanted to happen didn't happen, then it may be for a better reason that you can't see or know, because we can only see today. We can't see 5 years down the line. And what we do is we share our own experiences. Yes. I know that when I was doing pediatric training, I was trying to get into a training program in Melbourne, and I didn't get the position in Melbourne. And I was really sad because that meant I had to go interstate. And as it turned out, I went to South Australia to do training in pediatrics, and it was the best 2 years of my life.
Wow.
I met a lot of friends. I cleared my exams. I later came back to Melbourne. So we share from our own experiences that when God closes one door, he will really open another door for you to walk through, or a window, or whatever it is. And it's born through our own experience. So we can really just share these experiences with our children and to help build their faith. It's not some theory. We've actually experienced it ourselves, that, even meeting my husband, going on meeting other people that didn't work, and then meeting my husband and that worked, and how God, engineered all that, through a blind date. So we have all those experiences. And then also for my own children, what my youngest has juvenile arthritis. Ooh. And that was a challenge for her growing up. And, having arthritis flare-ups every 12 to 18 months, arthritis in the elbow or in the knee. And she just kept having these bouts, and, one thing after another. And we got to a point where there was no more treatment for a flare-up in her ankle. And we just prayed and prayed. And then the treatment that they had, she developed an allergy to it. And then she said to me one day, Mommy, why isn't God answering my prayer? Why has God not answered this prayer to heal me? And of course, we don't really have an answer to that. We just say, well, we don't know. God has a plan and a purpose. We keep praying. We just keep believing that he wants the best for you. Let's just keep praying. And one day, like 3 months later, after she said that, it healed.
Wow.
It just spontaneously healed.
Praise God.
Yeah, and it healed, and we forgot. And then we're like, hey, did we not remember? Did we forget that God has just healed you? And hey, let's give thanks to God. And so I know from that experience for my young, the 12-year-old, that experience is growing her faith in God. That through that adversity and that experience, her faith is growing. And that's probably her running up the stairs with her now healed ankles. And so I thought when it had happened and it wasn't here, that there really was part of God touching her in her own experience and growing her faith.